Hope everyone is well today. I am doing a little live stream video for you from Zoom, having a little play around with this, but I really wanted to share with you something that I have observed over the last few months of speaking with a lot of early stage wellness entrepreneurs, because there are some real commonalities with what is really showing up with people right now who are building their businesses online. Of course, over the last few years, so many more people in the wellness space have got online, partly because of COVID, partly because people are seeing the opportunities and the possibilities, partly because more people are entering this space because they're wanting to serve, they're wanting to support other people on their journey. And they're also, wanting to have a more of a lifestyle career, for sure. So I wanted to talk about the two biggest challenges that I see coming up with wellness business clients. First of which is the how. So the not knowing how to build a business or create a business online, maybe because when you did your business or your training in your profession, you weren't actually taught any of the business stuff, or maybe it was just such a small part of it and you're like, I don't know what to do. And you're kind of online trying to work it out, seeing what other people are doing, kind of copying them and such like. We've all been there. And the other one is mindset, that people can get really stuck around some of the key mindset things. So I wanted to talk about both of these because the only way that we make a change out of a place of feeling a bit stuck and not sure what we can do to make change, and we know this as wellness professionals, is that we need a level of awareness. So the purpose of this video is to give you a deeper level of awareness, and that will hopefully help you to understand, well, what is it then I need to do in order to move forwards towards where I want to go. So let's look at the how first. So when we don't know the how, essentially the plan, the strategy, the steps, what can happen is that we either do one of two things. The first one that I see people do is that we just literally do nothing. So without knowing the plan, we don't know the steps to take us from where I am right now and where I want to go, then it feels really overwhelming. And so therefore we can kind of stay in a place of waiting for clarity to drop down, waiting for the answers to just appear, waiting for maybe clients to knock on our door and say, hey, I want to work with you. We can really get stuck in places of procrastination and perfectionism here. There's also a big mindset element to this one. So if you're finding that you're kind of like, I'm not putting myself out there and I just don't know what to do, there may also be a mindset element about that. And I'll talk about that in a moment. Okay, so the second thing that can happen when we don't know the how is that we just go out there and start just sporadically creating loads of stuff. And so we can find ourselves just jumping on to social media, doing all of the reels, putting all of the information out there without there really being any sort of plan or strategy. And it can be really generalist and really ad hoc. I don't know if you've been there as well. And we can do lots of education style posts because they can feel really, really safe. But it can also be a really exhausting way to be doing things because we can be constantly on the content churn and seeing very little results for our efforts because we don't actually know the journey that we're taking people on, and we're jumping from topic to topic. So that's a couple of the things that can happen if you're really not sure on the how, yeah? And both of those things don't really move your business forwards. Because we can just either, be doing nothing or be doing lots of things, and maybe we get one or two clients from that, but that's not how we build a sustainable business. So the other big challenge that we can have, as I mentioned before, is around mindset. And there's some key things that tend to pop up for early stage wellness entrepreneurs. And these may be mindset things that you've actually never experienced before, because if we are doing like more safe jobs, so if we're just turning up to a job and, you know, getting paid for that job and then going home, we actually don't have to confront a lot of these things. And that's why they can feel a little bit like confronting at the start. And we're like, I don't know what's going on. And so I wanted to bring this to your attention now. So these are around mindset and around energy. And so one of the things that can happen is that we're not taking any action in our businesses because we may have the fear of being seen. We may have the fear of being seen as a result of maybe we're worried that we'll be judged. Maybe we're worried about how we'll be perceived by our friends, by our family, by our peers. And that can mean that we're just not taking any action here. We may be feeling really overwhelmed, have so many ideas, but not really knowing which one to do first. We may feel like there's just so many things we could do, but again, we're just not taking the next step. We're not taking any action at all. And we may also not be taking any action because we just don't feel good enough. We don't feel like we know enough. So I wonder if any of those are true to you. Now, just a little piece on this. There's a nervous system element to this as well. So I find that the nervous system and the mindset, they work together. Okay, and so, you know, we may have this response where we go into like a freeze space where we're not taking action because of these various fears. And, you know, and in the background, there's some sort of story. And the way that I worked through this in my own life and with clients is really having the opportunity to express the fear in a really safe space. And then putting some accountability and taking some really small steps forwards. And as time goes on, you start to build up more and more confidence. And those things that we were really, really scared of become less and less and less. So obviously, depending on what your stories are and what your experiences are, you know, have a result in terms of, you know, how quickly you move through some of these things. And I would say this is a big part of, you know, some people can, you know, move forwards with their business really quickly and they don't have really that many of these types of blocks. Other people have a lot more. And just speaking to my own personal experience, both the how side of things, so they're just not having a plan, not having a strategy, not really knowing what to do and just doing nothing as a result, is definitely a place that I have been in. I've also been in a place of doing all of the things, but without a plan. So I got very little results. And I've also been in the place, particularly at the start of my journey, where I was too scared to start putting stuff out there online, showing my face, doing videos, things like that, because I was fearful of how I would be perceived by others, how I would be judged. And so this visibility piece was a really big one, right? And that held me back for a really long time until I got some support to help me to take the steps forwards. And I found that having coaches who were trained in energy and nervous system, which I have that background as well, really helped me to unravel and feel safe in order to do that deeper inner work. Okay, so both of these things, so the how and the mindset, are really important to get a handle on as soon as you can in your business. And the reason being is because if you don't have a plan, i.e. know where you're going and steps to take you there, or if you have some mindset blocks that are keeping you stuck, then you really aren't going to move forwards with your business and you'll be kind of spinning your wheels for a long time. And as we spin our wheels, we can lose confidence and we can create new stories as to why we're not moving forwards with our business. Okay. And so really that is why I have created my signature group coaching program for early stage wellness entrepreneurs called Soul Led. And it's very much the result of not having something like this that I could start and get involved in and have the support of a coach at the beginning part of my journey. It would have saved me so much time, so much energy, and so much pain trying to work it all out and getting stuck in all of the mindset stuff. Okay, so the intention of this course, I've run it once before, so this is going to be the second round, very exciting, is really to help you to build rock solid foundations in your business. And really, if you were in my training a couple of weeks ago, this is so that by building the foundations, then we can build up from there and then go out into the world from this really grounded place. We know why we're doing what we're doing. We are intentional about what we're doing. And so from that place of focusing our energy is then when we actually get the results. When we're sporadic, our energy's all over the place, we're moving from topic to topic, that's where people get confused, and that's where we will really struggle to create momentum in our businesses and attract our soul clients. Okay, and so the purpose of this group coaching program is that I will take you through the steps, and it's very step-by-step based, because at the start of our businesses it can be quite overwhelming, right? And we can also find ourselves getting stuck in time-sucking activities, and we don't want that. So that's why it's step-by-step, and it's very action-oriented. So we do the tasks together. So you will get a training every week, and then there will be home play as a result, and accountability and support as you are taking the action. Really, it's really high touch program, this one. And so, as you may know, the doors are open. They're open for another week. We begin week commencing the 10th of April, and I'm currently welcoming some beautiful women into this program. So I'm super, super excited. Now, I want to let you know, if you have been considering this and you've been thinking, oh, it's not quite the right timing, or maybe I'll do it the next round, I did want to let you know that this may be the last time that I run this particular program live, because I am making some shifts and some changes in my own business as I grow and evolve in my business. So this program will convert and change into a self-led program. So do it yourself type style of program. So it won't have the same level of touch and exposure and support from me as head coach. So I wanted to let you know that if you had been kind of thinking, oh, I'll do it next time, know that this is really the opportunity if you want that live support. And what else was I going to tell you about this? So yeah, and this program, you will get lifetime access to all of the resources. So you will get, not only will you walk away from this program knowing exactly who your ideal client is, knowing and understanding what their pain points are, creating your signature program, the pricing, how it looks, and also starting to set up some of those systems as well. So you're really client ready. And that's a really important one. You're client ready, and you have a sense of confidence and certainty over the program that you're putting out into the market. And then from there, towards the end of the program, we'll then be looking at things like marketing and how to align your marketing with your program, so that you're really intentional with all of the touch points that you make from start to finish with the journey that you're taking your clients on, which is really, really super important. So that is the program. Of course, I'm going to be sharing more over the next week about the program and such like, so you really get an understanding as to what that looks like. If you are finding that the financial aspect of this is going to be a challenge for you, then don't let that stop you. Do send me a DM if you'd like to talk about other options around payment plans and things like that, because I would hate that to be the reason why you don't say yes to yourself in this program. I know that economic times are a little bit different right now. So I really want to support you to move forwards with your business, because imagine what it would feel like in, say, 3 months' time to have cut the crap of running around in circles trying to work it out on your own, getting overwhelmed, and also that kind of feeling of just putting stuff out there and just not really sure why you're doing what you're doing, but actually getting to a place where you're like, I know exactly what I'm doing, I know where I'm going, and I'm just taking the actions towards that place. So if that's you and you're like, yes, I'm in, then send me a DM and we can jump on a call either tomorrow. I've got a couple of spots available in the lunchtime afternoon, or next week we can book in a call. And I can't wait to support you, because this is part of my life's work. It's a course and a program that I wish I'd had at the start of my journey. It would have saved me about probably 2 years of trying to work it out on my own. All right then, my loves, take really good care of yourself, and I'll chat to you soon. Bye.